Karl, I want to pick up on that, but I want to ask you specifically, because you kind of have a dog in this fight. As we mentioned earlier, you're the one of the founders of American Crossroads, and you're also starting this group that was discussed in the last segment, Conservative Victory Project. And the idea is to help Republicans in their primaries back people that can actually get elected in general elections. Sarah Palin went after you at CPAC yesterday. Let's take a look.
These experts who keep losing elections, yet keep getting rehired, raking in millions, if they feel that strongly about who gets to run in this party, then they should buck up or stay in the truck. Buck up and run.
So you bucking up? I'm not quite sure I got that, but bucking up, staying in the truck, or running. Palin says, basically, in her first line in that, was that the last thing the party needs is people from the Washington establishment, didn't mention your name, but I think you were who she was talking about, vetting Republican candidates.
Well, first of all, I live in Texas. I don't live in Washington.
Yeah,
second,
but you're a little dirty here now.
Second of all, look, Sarah Palin should be agreeing with this. She didn't support Todd Aiken. And when he said the reprehensible things he said, she wisely came out and said he ought to get out of the race.
This is the legitimate rape candidate
The legitimate rape candidate in Missouri. If she can play in primaries, other people can play in primaries. Now, I do have to set the record straight on two things. First of all, raking in millions. I'm a volunteer. I don't take a dime for my work with American Crossroads. I even pay my own travel expenses out of my own pocket. I thought Sarah Palin was about encouraging volunteer grassroots activity. I'm a volunteer. Second of all, look, I appreciate her encouragement that I ought to go home to Texas and run for office. I'd be enthused if I ran for office to have her support. I would say this, though. I don't think I'm a particularly good candidate, sort of a balding fat guy. And second of all, I'd say if I did run for office and win, I'd serve out my term. I wouldn't leave office mid-term.
I wonder what who he was referring to. Now, which brings me to you. How much are you enjoying this?
You just hate to see this kind of fighting inside a party, especially the other party. It's great stuff, but I mean, look, you got wacklebirds, chuckle heads, moss covered in stale. I mean, these are there's like three wings of the party right now, and when the stale and moss covered are apologizing to the wacko birds, which is what McCain actually did.
This coming from the guy who ran the campaign of the Screamer.
No,
I mean,
come on.
The party that doesn't have the White House tends to have these difficulties. This is nothing new and nothing exceptional.
But the issue here is, I think, look, you're going to have these fights inside a party, but every time you've had one, that party tends to lose. We've already seen it on the Senate, in the Senate races that Bill Kristol talked about earlier. You know, you give up something when you have these fights. And we've had them in the Democratic Party, but it doesn't bode well for 2014 or 2016 because it's going to be settled in those primaries. It's not going to be settled in this intervening time right now. This is going to be a fight that goes down in those House races, Senate races in 2014. And in the end, these two or three wings are going to have a fight for the presidency in 2016.